Okay, let's talk planning your week. I think planning is one of the most important things that we need to learn how to do as adults and learn how to do at every stage of our lives. So when you're sitting down to plan your week, here's what kind of the tools that I have. Oh my goodness, this is going to surprise you so much. I don't think you're ready. I use a notebook, and I have a calendar that I set up in my notebook, and I do, journaling. Some people talk about bullet journaling and how, that helps to organize their ideas, and they like draw calendars and have different stickers and all that different stuff. I don't do, the calendars and the stickers, but I have a daily kind of journal, and just showing you that it is actually written in. Daily journaling, it helps me to not just schedule things, which I think has become a really common thing to do these days, but also to, and I still have like year-round Christmas decorations for anyone who's like judging me on these. Whatever. I like Christmas. I'm a Christmas in July baby. Literally, well, I'm born in July. So don't judge me. But anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand, which is scheduling, planning, and really writing down your goals. A lot of people don't do this. If you've heard of like Jim Rohn, he talks about it all the time in his like lecture series and his books. Like, write it down so that you can hold yourself accountable. If that's on your computer, that's fine. For me, I go old school, but write it down so that you can remember and then realize. Remember and realize, okay? So those are your 2 words for the day on Tuesday. And I'm just writing those down too, because sometimes I come up with the freshest stuff. So realize and remember. Because if you don't remember the things that you set as goals, you will tread along and maybe you'll get to your goal and maybe you won't. But it's like having a roadmap. Like, if you're going from point A to point B, you need to be able to like understand that the road you're on actually leads to the goal that you've set, right? And one of the best ways to do that is by writing it down. I cannot say this more enough. It's like one of those tips that successful people use. Like, they may not write it down in a journal, but if you write it down in your calendar, you write it down in your like a Word document, a text document, something that helps you track. If you want to track your success, you have to be able to have documented points, I guess, or data points as to how an action produced a result. So if you can remember how you got through that whole process, good on you. That's wonderful. Like, love it. But most people do benchmarking for their business. They do benchmarking at work, but they don't do benchmarking for their personal life. Like, what did I do? Where am I going? And how close am I to getting there? So there are a number of people, and I'll just say like Jay Sheedy recently, I've been listening to his kind of inspiring little videos on Snapchat and on other like social media platforms. And he's right. He's really right when he says like, we prioritize work, and we prioritize work oftentimes above our own spiritual, personal, social, etc., and family development. And when we neglect these types of things by not putting attention onto the areas that they literally require attention, or we overcommit our time to the family aspect and neglect the work and the other aspects. So regardless of how you're interacting, it all needs to be balanced. So writing it down, balancing it out, and coming to an awareness that like you don't need to continuously overgive of yourself to the point where you burn yourself out. And that's something that Jay Sheedy was talking about in his post, I think it was yesterday, on like Snapchat and Facebook and all across the social media platforms. So go check him out. If I can find a link, I'll link it here. Otherwise, I'll put it in the description box. So yeah, those are my like 2 main tips for the day, just generically, is balance and writing it down. When you write down your goals, you let yourself know, and you can let others know even, like, this is what I'd like to hold myself accountable for. or even, oh, this is all the actions that, were important of the day, and you get to decide what was an important action for you. And this writing it down process is also really great for tracking your emotional responses, which I don't think we do enough in terms of like self-reflection as to how an experience or an interaction is affecting us like emotionally. And I think it's a fallacy in the area of professionalism to say that having emotions is like wrong. I honestly do think that that's a fallacy, because if you do not address the emotions and you just decide that you're going to be like this automaton robot, then when the emotional side of things come up, you're not going to be prepared, because you don't have the internal workings to be able to address your emotions or other people's emotions. And that's a big deal. So don't forget that it's super important for you to self-reflect, write down, remember, and then realize. Okay, remember, then realize. Double R, R squared. It's not rest and recuperation, which is also important. So remember and realize, rest and recuperate, and really be honest about how your situations are affecting you internally. How are your emotions doing? Check yourself before you project yourself. Okay, with that, I'm going to sign off, guys. Thanks for stopping by my channel. You know what to do. If you haven't already, do the like, the comment, the subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video. Is it too much, blah, 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 or does this really like resonate with you? And this is just my general day. I'm not trying to be, somebody that, I'm trying to be somebody who holds myself accountable. And this video is my accountability video to make sure that I'm doing the things that I'm saying to others online or anywhere else. Because if I'm not doing it, then it's not, something that I can even advise you about. Like, I can tell you to do it. I can tell you how. I can tell you all this stuff. But like, these are the things that I'm doing, and I have to be like accountable to myself for. So I challenge you today to be accountable as well. Good luck. Hope to see your journals. If you like have any pictures or whatever of journals you buy, or of apps that you use that help you to journal online, or even a blog that you'd like me to check out, I'd love to get connected with you. If you do have a blog, or if you do have like a social media page that you actively use to kind of keep track of your goals, I would love to hear what strategies you have. I'm always open to learning, and I hope that this will be like a community effort to kind of grow. So get down there in the comments. Let me hear you. I want to hear from you. These are just my ideas on how to kind of keep everything straight in your brain and also move forward in terms of progressing on your personal and developmental goals for work and life. All right, I'm out. Okay. I remembered something else that is actually really important here. Read what you wrote, okay? If you write it down and don't go back and read it, it's pretty much the same as not writing it down. So go back and read, and if you need to, rewrite your goals so that they fit in your current day, okay? So write it down, remember it, read it. If you need to, rewrite, okay? So just some last minute things I was just thinking about as I ended this video. I wanted to make sure I got to you guys. All right, I'm out. Bye.